one. We've talked about 2 alternatives already. So today happened to be the 3rd of 7 installments. And that which I'm going to be looking at today is the concept of volunteering. Yes, I just said it. Volunteering. If you're a typical Gen Z person, like you are in the flow and your head is caught up in everything that a Gen Z is, this will most likely repel you, because naturally you're inclined towards surviving, and you naturally feel like you don't want to suffer what generations that have gone ahead of you suffered. You don't even want to hear anything that sounds like recession or becoming bankrupt, right? So everything in your mind is how to make money, how to survive, and sometimes, within the shortest possible time, or with the least effort. So if you're inclined, that way, you're just in a typical Gen Z person. And when you hear volunteering, that could just make your mind start to wonder, they want to spoil my career, they want to destroy my destiny. That is not me. If it doesn't bring money, I'm not going to do it. But before I even get into that, let's define volunteering. So it simply means unpaid work, unpaid activity, right? When you choose to help somebody or you give your time. Now, the definition of it is to give your time to an NGO or someone who is a non-relative. That's what it means. Now, I even felt like, how could they just say time only? It is giving your time and even your resources to an NGO or someone who is not your relative. Well, maybe their own definition is what we should take as correct and acceptable, so that any other thing that is apart from giving of time becomes an abuse, right? But I'm not going to see it that way. I'm just going to see it as giving of time and resources to a non-governmental organization or someone who is a non-relative, right? And don't forget, I said it is unpaid activity. It also means to offer help without any financial gain. It's just that volunteering these days will also involve you giving. So let me just start from there. So, let's get into the conversation of the day. When you speak about volunteering, don't carry this textbook definition and start to carry it like a placard on your head that is only my time I want to give. See, you will give more than time. You give your resources, you will have to do things that would make you bring money out of your pocket, and nobody's going to pay it back to you because you are volunteering. Okay, so that being said, let me move on to the next thing. So in this case now, you're volunteering because you haven't found a mentor. So the mentoring itself is your goal. Do you understand? You want to be able to know what to do. You want to learn how to do certain things, how to do life, in short, and you need advice. So volunteering is a means to achieving that. A means, I didn't say the means, it's one of the things you can do. So in this case, volunteering is going to give you a closer range to observe the person you're volunteering for. And remember, you cannot just pick anybody and say, I'm volunteering for this person. Your goal will help you determine who you want to volunteer to serve. Do you understand? So if you've seen someone, this is how to do it. You've seen someone you admire and you really want to be mentored by this person. However, you don't know how to go about it, or you've tried and it just didn't work. what I will advise you to do is to strategically position yourself in places and platforms where you will see, this is my 9 o'clock alarm. So where you will get to see their notifications or their circulars often, their whatever announcements they are making and stuff like that. If they issue out newsletters, you want to subscribe, you want to make sure you're in their mailing list, you want to make sure that you follow them on social media, you want to make sure that you attend their conferences, especially when it is free. You want to make sure that maybe you attend, just be in their space, be in places where they go to, so that you know what they are up to per time. And most of these people who you feel are not accessible sometimes embark on projects that make them call for volunteers. So it is at such time when they call for volunteer that you can quickly jump in. And I say quickly because those things are time bound. The way you are seeking to be mentored by them is the same way other people are also seeking to be mentored by them, right? So it's just that you are wise enough to offer yourself, to volunteer. So when you jump in to volunteer, you become at a vantage position. You get yourself a vantage point. Do you understand? To be able to observe them more closely, because that is your goal actually. Because I'm not going to lie, it seems like you have an ulterior motive, but let's face it, that's what it is. You just want to be able to have a closer look. But then you can go for a superior thinking, right? Go for a superior perspective. Just have the mindset that you want to give to this person. You want to offer and give. Do you understand? Rather than even being within close proximity to them. It's better to have a higher perspective. Do you understand? Which is for you to give. You want to get on that team, on that volunteer team, and be the best, bring the best, advise the best. Do you understand? So that being said, right, make sure that your goal is clear. You want to bring the best. You want to be within close proximity, and you're not even going there to show off. You're not going there to be noticed. No, you're just going there to contribute value. Do you understand? So let's now look at some benefits. And I'm sounding very theoretical at the beginning because it is important, Later on, I'll get into the practicals. I'm going to get into certain examples, and I'm going to also share my own experiences. Now, number one benefit is that when you volunteer, of course, it makes you feel good because you're giving of yourself to another person's cause. You're giving of yourself to like another person's venture, and you know that contribution of yours is really going to make things become better. It's going to help that person move towards their goal and achieve their objective. Okay, so that in turn gives you a good feeling. That in turn makes you feel like you are a person of value. It improves your mind, improves your health, right? So that's number one. Number two, you get to connect with people. This is the second time I'm talking about networking. So you get to meet a lot of people, and this is so interesting, especially if you're a fun person, if you're a happy person, if you like to make friends, new friends. Volunteering is going to help you a lot. It's going to also improve your relationship skills. You just notice that you're meeting different kinds of people, you are having to work with different kinds of people, and you need to be able to accommodate all of them. So you learn how to improve in your relationship with those people. Volunteering will also help you to gain experience in whatever field, right? So let's say you are trying to get this superior person in your company. Someone really superior to mentor you. All you need to know is that as soon as you volunteer to serve this person, you're going to be gaining experience. And some of that experience you cannot trade it for anything. You probably won't find it anywhere else, right? So you're going to be gaining experience. So that summarizes for me benefits of volunteering. Now, today's video is not for the weak-hearted. It's not for the feeble, because volunteering is not for the feeble-minded person. If you are someone who is petty, if you're somebody who is unstable, volunteering is not for you. You can try and you get to make your mistakes. Hopefully you get to learn, and then you'll be able to eventually take advantage and harness all the benefits in it. But trust me, especially on this side of the world, volunteering is not for the feeble-minded. It's not for the weak. Because, like I said, it's going to take from you that which is more than time. It's going to take your resources. It's going to take your money. And the thing is that you will get to a point where nobody cares, nobody notices, and nobody will even acknowledge you or affirm what you're doing. So you have to continue to do it. You have to continue to do it. I'm going to tell you a few things to take note of. You lose the right to have expectations. That's the painful thing about volunteering. Let's say, for instance, this person has this conference or event coming up and they need people on board, and you feel that, oh, you know, it's a nice one, you want to get on it. You lose the right to expect anything. See, there are times when you will even do much more than a vendor who is paid. Do you understand? But you lose the right to say, why are they not treating me like that vendor? Or why are they not even paying me? After all, they are not paying me. You lose that right. You are forbidden from saying it. I'm telling you. You are meant to just serve with all the love and all the happiness that you have inside you. Because the moment you switch to that murmuring and grumbling mode, it begins to affect other people on the team. You now become the rotten egg. You now become the little fox that needs to be taken out of the pack. You don't want to be that person. Do you understand? So do it happily, do it gladly, as long as you're on it. You lose the right to complain. You lose the right to expect anything. So the next thing I want to say is that your journey as volunteer will be different from the journey of another volunteer. It's that simple. The fact that myself and you are volunteering on a team, that person's experiences will be different from my own experience. That person may gain access to the point man or point woman sooner than me. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop my journey. And the person may be doing less than I'm doing on the team. It does not mean anything. You just have to stay focused, because people are doors, right? They say. And the possibilities that come out of volunteering, the possibilities that open to you, they come in sizes. So what has opened to somebody may just be a smaller door. Meanwhile, your own bigger door is yet to open. And guess what? That smaller door will not even open to you, because it has seen a bigger door ahead of you. So it's not going to open. So for instance, Joseph was in prison, right? And he must have been interpreting dreams even before the baker and the butler. But somehow, these two guys left the prison before Joseph. And Joseph said, see, please, remember me when you get to the palace. The guy got to the palace and didn't remember Joseph. And you'll be wondering, why didn't they just remember Joseph? The truth is, if Joseph had been released from prison at that point in time, he would have returned back to his father. And he wouldn't have had the opportunity to now eventually stand before Pharaoh. I don't know if you get the analogy. So if somebody has an opportunity, if good things happen to somebody, right, on the same team where you are volunteering, before you, don't get upset, don't murmur, don't grumble, don't complain, don't bicker, don't backbite, don't become toxic, don't be bitter. Do you understand? Just take it that whatever good thing has happened to that person. Hi, good evening, prophets. Just take it as something good has happened to that person, right? And then you wait for your time, wait for your turn. And I know that, you know, a lot of us go through these things. I've been through it. I'm going through it. Do you understand? But it takes a lot of fortitude to be able to stand resolute and not move and just say, I will keep doing this volunteer job until God says the time is up, or until I see the end of it. It is that simple. Now, the next thing you need to take note of, because now I'm speaking from, you know, just my own notes and what I feel is impressed on my heart and also my experience. Sometimes I delay a lot before making videos because I always feel that my notes are incomplete, you know. But until recently that I've started telling myself, just say what is in the notes now, the rest will come later. Yeah, so in case I get to remember something later on, I will add it in subsequent videos. Now, the third thing you need to note about mentoring is that as you gain access, learn to be more discreet. I cannot open up my mouth to say it, but those who understand it will understand it. As you gain access to that person, learn to be more discreet. You don't want to start telling the whole world how you are beginning to gain more access and the door is now opening wider for you. Number one, people are not interested. Number two, the mentor himself or herself does not want you to be preaching it from the rooftop. Number three, you will be creating negative energy, especially amongst people who also desire the same thing. Yes, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? So you may be creating negative energy. You may be spreading bad vibes because people around you also desire the same thing. And the fact that you now got that opportunity will begin to upset them. It's just a natural human feeling. This happens in workplaces. It happens in ministry. It happens in any gathering of human beings at all, because human beings have feelings. So you don't want to start hurting people's feelings. I'll say it for the last time. As you gain access, learn to be more discreet. I guess it just feels like I can't say it enough. So that is pretty much the summary or everything I've come to say tonight. If you're watching it right now and you want to learn more, you can just rewind or go back to the beginning of the video. This is the third installment on 7 ways you can access mentorship, you know, rather than the normal traditional mentoring. I mean, I think it's blessing people, because one of my friends actually called after the last episode, and she said that she was very how did she put it? She just said she liked what I said about tribing, about being in a tribe, when I sounded a word of caution and I said that you should not be one leg in, one leg out when you're part of a tribe. And she had to call me up to say, oh, that was like a call to order, for me. And she told me certain experiences that she's had and what she now intends to do going forward, right? So I hope this is also going to be a blessing to somebody. Volunteering. I don't know why I did not give my own personal experiences, but I guess I just don't have a release to give my experiences. Let me say that I have been blessed by volunteering. You see, the benefits of volunteering cannot be overestimated, right? There is no telling to the extent of benefits you would derive from volunteering. Doors will open. The people who are watching you right now, you don't even know them. The people who observe you as you volunteer, you don't know them. And you don't know who they are speaking with. You don't know who they are talking to about you. You don't know the corridors where your name is being mentioned just because you volunteer. So I just want to encourage somebody out there to keep enduring, because you will volunteer some things that at the end of the day you look at yourself and you wonder, then send me. Like, why can't I just, get up and go? And that reminds me, one of the things I also want to say, know when to stand up and leave. That's the truth. You need to know when to call it off, because you're the one volunteering and you might get to the point where you have nothing left in you to give again. Do you understand? When you get to that point where you're totally drained and there is nothing to refuel you, say for instance, your love language is affirmation and you have been sowing and giving to this cause for maybe years, it's okay to feel tired. It's okay to become drained. You need to excuse yourself, and that's the truth. Now, the flip side of this is that you also need to know when you are becoming too available. I know it is an unpaid job, right? But it gets to a point where you just feel like, oh, they're not going to be able to do it without me. Or let me just secure my seat. I need to secure my seat because I don't want another person to take my seat. You now stay there and you are now just available at every point in time. They call you up, you are there. 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 Listen to me. There's something called familiarity brings contempt. It will get to a point where you will see that contempt has entered it, right? And you will have to just just retrace your steps a bit. Sometimes it may not even be because of anything you've done wrong. It may just be because you are always there. Do you understand? So two reasons, to pull the brake. Two reasons. Number one, you get tired, and it's okay to get tired. Number two, you are always available. Do you understand? And that is not okay, especially when you now notice that you are already being disregarded, disdained, taken for granted, etc., etc. At that point in time, you need to learn to pull the brakes. Okay? So if I remember anything on the way, if I remember anything as we go on about volunteering, I would say it in the subsequent videos to come. I guess that's the benefit of just treating one point per Instagram live, right? So that as more light comes on the other points that I've discussed, I'm going to, say those things as I go on. So don't forget, I've told you that volunteering is not for the feeble-minded. I've told you that keep your eyes on your goal. Number one, to add value. Number two, to come in the radar, close proximity, to that person who you wish would mentor you, so that you can observe their life at a closer range. And that way you can get to learn. Do you understand? It's not a traditional means of mentoring, but you will get to learn. So if this has blessed you, please type something in the comment section, or tap the like button. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Right, so tap the like button. If you found this via DM, you also should do well to send it to somebody else. So I'm going to go back to my Uganda song now, and I hope you like it. I will see you in my next video, but until then, do stay safe, stay sane, and have a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye bye. Thank you everyone for joining.